Welcome to another live, my YouTube family. Today's gonna be a good one. We're going over, we're going over digital photo booths versus prints. We're gonna go over basically the benefits of each in two perspectives. One, the perspective of the owner, right, which is us, and the perspective from the client. It's important to know both, I think, in my opinion. So let's wait a little bit longer until we get some people here. If you want to get straight to it, probably zoom past, if you're watching this at a later time, 3 minutes from now, or 2 minutes. So we're going to talk about it, digital versus prints, all right? Let's do it. Let me know where you guys are watching from, please. It's always good to know where the eyes are coming from. But digital versus prints. We're talking about a photo booth that will only do digital sharing, text, email, QR code, airdrop, no physical prints. That is what a digital photo booth is, right? And it's not just photos, it's boomerangs, video recording, GIF, right? Digital format versus using a photo booth where you can get a physical print, right? That's what most people are familiar with is when it comes to that. It's a good one, man. This is going to be a good one. This is really good. I know a lot of people are not like concerned, but people are like not quite sure which route to go. You know, a question I get every day is like, Drew, should I get a printer? Should I get a printer? And I always like to dissect questions. When someone asks me that question, what they're really trying to say is, I don't want to have to buy one. Is it worth getting? Is it worth getting? And the answer is yes. I think every photo booth owner should have one unless you're not interested at staying at your events. If you don't want to stay at your events, you want to drop off, then don't get a printer. You can do print drop-offs, don't get me wrong. I do them, but most people don't. Most people don't. I might be the only person I know. I don't know anyone else that's doing digital print drop-offs. Okay, so we're going to get into the live. We got 5 people here. Let me read the comment. Feel free, guys, to drop a comment. I'll stop just to read them all. So we got The Lost, Don't Game the World. All right, Steven is here saying drop-off is the best. Love it, love it. Okay, so digital versus prints, right? Let's get into it. We are now starting the topic of today. Everybody should own a printer. Everybody. Even if you plan on doing mostly just digital, it's good to have a printer just in case you get that corporate client that wants, you know, prints and they want everything. You know, you're going to be turning down a lot of jobs and a lot of money. However, if you only want to do digital, you can. And let me talk about the benefits of running a digital photo booth. One, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot less to start and a lot less overhead. When you have a printer, it costs you to do an event. It's not a lot, right? If you have any of the printers we sell, or if you have a good photo booth printer, maybe per event you spend $15 the most, maybe $20 the most on paper and ribbon. That's not a lot. But if you do a ton of events, that does add up. What I like about digital is we can do the drop-off. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but, you know, the drop-off is a lot easier to do and a lot less issues will arise if you're just doing digital. For most of you guys, you're probably like, well, Drew, you just said you do print drop-offs. I do, but I am well aware that it is a lot riskier. Printers do jam. It's not something that you can like avoid. Sometimes it happens. But for most of you guys, the drop-off will be easiest with digital. There's no printer, there's no paper, there's no refills. It's just simple. And the best digital photo booth is the iPad photo booth because it's a lot simpler. Look, for your digital photo booth, right? You have your photo booth stand, right? Has the light, has a place for you to put the iPad. Boom. That is literally 80% of the setup. The other 20, we're talking about like Squarespace, is the iPad. The iPad is doing everything, you guys. Do you ship international? Yes, we do. So digital. Why is digital good for you? Simple, easy to learn, easy to troubleshoot, and allow you to do the drop-off. You can even do the pickup, you guys. The pickup, we have two photo booths here going out today, and the pickup is the most passive way to make money with a rental. I live in Hogwarts. Cool. Shout out to Hogwarts. But yeah, I mean, look, the digital photo booth. It's going to be easy to learn, simple, portable. And what I love about the digital photo booth is the technology. We have seen a revolution literally just in the last 2 years. The last 2 years. The things that these photo booths can do now. I'm talking strictly iPad. It is absolutely absurd. The digital photo booth will allow you to eliminate, if you need to, a backdrop, right? Look, you see backdrops, we all know what those are, right? If you have a digital photo booth, you can use AI background removal, where you could crop out your background and put whatever file you want there. You don't even need props anymore. You could literally have digital props. Not Luma Booth, but some other softwares will have really, really interesting AI features where it'll take a photo of somebody right in the photo booth and it will put them in a race car, or it'll turn them into a supermodel or Superman. Like, the technology is getting really insane. And that's why you guys should have a digital photo booth. Everything, again, I'm going to go through it one more time. Portability, affordability, simplicity, which you put those three together, you get the drop off, you get the pickup. And think about it. I can leave a digital photo booth 12 hours, 14 hours. We do it all the time, right? My record is like 3 days straight. Photo booth on, ring light on, iPad on, not a hiccup. So that is what gets me excited, and we should get you guys excited, is the opportunity with the drop off and the digital photo booth. And with that being said, let's talk about prints. Well, a lot of people like the fact that you can have a photo printed and they can take it home. There's a lot of people, you guys, that you're not going to be able to convince to go down the digital route. So, let's just say, hey, the goal is to do nothing but digital, but we still want to have a printer. How do you do it, Drew? How do you convert? So 95% of my rentals are digital. 5% are prints, but 95% of my leads, 90 to 95, they want prints. It's all in how you pitch, and it's all about what benefits you tell them. Most people don't know about digital, and that is also the problem too, right? Is most people think of photo booth, all they think of are the strips. They have no idea that the digital aspect is even there. So what I do to convert is I give them the rundown. I say, look, our digital photo booth, you can have it all day. I know not everyone's doing this all day rental, but I'm telling you, if you start offering it, you will note a difference in your business. Because if every other photo booth company is charging per hour, then you find a company that's going to let you have it all day at a similar price, or maybe a smaller, a higher raise. You're going to get the lead. You're going to get the job because people see the value in having it all day. So unattended, all day, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. You can have the photo booth. There's no excuse for anyone at your party not to take a photo. Also, since there's no attendant, it's a more private photo booth experience. If we're doing prints and I'm here, you know what? Maybe your cousin and his wife don't want to kiss, or maybe they don't even want to use the photo booth. So that's kind of how we pitch it, and that is usually the selling point, where they're like, you know what? We are now leaning towards digital, but we still like the idea of prints. I say, not a problem. Do the digital, and what we'll do is we can print out 10 of your favorite photos and send them to you after. You can offer that for free. If you have the high tea, we're talking maybe $1.85 to print out 10 photos, if that, probably less. And that's what you can do. Or you can say, hey, after the event, we'll print out all of your photos. You can do all of them, charge them $150. Maybe you spend $30 in paper and ribbon, maybe more, and $8 to ship it. So that's definitely something we've done. Believe it or not, people have paid us to do that, and I don't mind. I just hook up my printer. I print all of them. It takes, sometimes 15 minutes, depending on how many photos were printed, maybe 20 minutes. You throw it in an envelope, you ship it, said and done. They got the prints, you got the passivity with not having to be at the event, and it's a win-win for everyone. So Hector's saying, yep, had that recently. Hector's saying, I have been pushing hard the digital until I can invest on printing to have both. Yeah, you should get a printer though. Definitely get it. Definitely get the printer, because look, if you don't have a printer, you guys should be marketing your business as if you do have it. So have your digital price, have your print price, but just make sure that print price is a lot higher than the digital. Then let's just say, hey, you know what? you finally got someone that where they are like, you know what, no, we want to pay the premium and we want the prints. Instead of having to scramble, right? Let's just say it's a last, and this happens all the time. People will promote it and then they'll tell themselves, I'll buy the printer until someone reserves it. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're like last minute, you have someone that wants a print event 4 days or 2 days. Don't do that. What you need to do is white label the event. Find another photo booth company that can do it for you under your name. That way you keep the lead, you make a little bit of commission. And again, look, let's talk about the printing, right? Like, why don't people want to print? One, it's a lot more confusing when you're starting off. Like, to set up the printer, if you're using an iPad booth, it is, I'm an expert. I can literally do it with my eyes closed, like the setup. But if you've never used it before and you're like, I can see how it's confusing. A lot of people struggle. And that's kind of why it's like a benefit to buy your printer from us, is we literally help everyone step by step. So you buy the printer from us, we can hop on a video call with you, get it set up. But that's the hardest part, is getting it to work. And then also, you now have overhead costs, right? Because your digital photo booth, if obviously your software is going to be a cost, your internet, but now you're adding another, monthly bill, and it's not even a lot. But the printers, you guys, they're expensive. And I think this is a turnoff for a lot of people, is the price. But think of it like this. It is an expensive printer that gets the most affordable prints. Think of it like a nice, beautiful Mercedes that gets the best gas miles, almost comparable to like a Tesla, right? If you're charging at home. The price of the prints are really cheap. Versus getting a cheap printer, you're gonna have expensive prints. I just landed here. I don't know you. What do you do in your activity? I don't know what you mean. It's kind of I'm not quite sure if I understand what you're asking me. But what do I do? My name's Drew. I've been in the photo booth rental business for 10 years. And this page, Hustle with Drew, is me talking about the photo booth business, but also other businesses that I've done. If you've been a fan in the last year and a half, 2 years, if you've been a viewer, you guys know that it's been mainly photo booth content. And the reason is, and I'll be honest, the reason why I've been making mostly photo booth content is because there is a huge opportunity here. And that's why I'm able to hop on here every day to talk about it, because I think the opportunity here is, it's like, how can I explain this? If you could go back in time and jump on Bitcoin before it blew up, right? Before everyone started looking into it, that would be amazing, right? What if when the whole house market? Back in 2008, where everyone was, you could buy a home for dirt cheap. If you can go back and do that, imagine where you'd be now. I feel like we're in a position with the photo booth business. The year 2020, right? We remember what happened. The world shut down. 80% of operators sold their equipment, gave up on the business. We are now back to normal. That wasn't that long ago. So that's why I'm hopping on here. I'm telling you guys, I'm like, look, this business is heavily undersaturated. There is a gap. There's not enough photo booth owners. I have never seen a time where you can get a photo booth and not have any issues making money with this. So my recommendation is get going. Get going now. There's a huge opportunity. We're going to look back, guys, we're going to look back at this in 5 years. At this time, the last year and a half, we're going to say, damn, like there was so much money just being handed out. So many people, like, look, I know this is true because I start at least a few photo booth businesses, at least 1 to 2 a day. And people are not struggling. 90% of people that buy a photo booth from us are finding success because there's so many events. And it's not hard to get bookings. Just do some free events, practice your equipment, build your website and all that. You're not going to struggle. And the type of people that I'm running into that are killing it in this business, I'm always asking them, like, how much effort are you putting into this? And they're like, not that much. My friend Daniel, you guys, he's making a killing just because he has a Facebook ad. All of his leads are coming from Facebook ads. There's so many people, and there's not enough photo booth owners. That's my own opinion. That's kind of why I have been hopping on here. When I start seeing this, I don't want to say anomaly, but once I notice that it's not as good as it used to be, and like the time is catching up, then yeah, I'll stop. I'll stop talking about it so much. But as of now, I still think it's an underrated business, undersaturated for sure. So, what is your rental website? I don't share that. I don't share it because a lot of people, I did in the beginning. Well, I have more than one rental company. I have multiple companies. Some of you guys are weird. Some of you guys will reach out to when I used to talk about it and I used to promote it. I had a video where I went through our website and I showed it to you guys. A lot of people acting like customers trying to get contracts. People asking questions because they wanted answers for their own business. So I stopped sharing it. Yeah. Information. Drew, stop Bitcoin. I agree. Nevertheless, share. Bro, what are you saying? What? What? Nevertheless, share? I'm good. I prefer not to. But the business, the opportunity, guys, don't let this be. And look, I'm not even on here selling you anything, right? I'm just here today to tell you guys that there's an opportunity. And I've been in the business for 10 years. I 100% cannot stress this out enough that if you get a photo booth, right, whether you build it, you buy it used, whatever, just get going. And if you put 5 to 10 hours a week, give yourself a year, I don't see why you guys can't make an easy $30,000 to $40,000 as a side hustle. I know people putting literally 2 hours a week into their business, talking about marketing, making $30,000 to $40,000 like that. There's a lot of opportunity here, guys. There's so many. I've seen people grow up. Look, there's people making a killing that don't even have a website. Tyler from TKR Events. You guys, I think it took this guy 8 months, 9 months to make a website. He was already made $50,000 with no website. Can you imagine that? Just an Instagram page. So the opportunity's there, and shout out to all 20 people. It's good to see you guys here at the live. Appreciate you guys, appreciate it. So yeah, just get started in this business. And one thing too, I've always been stressing out, you guys, it's good to have a why, right? To sit down, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, why am I doing this business? Why do I own a photo booth? I don't think people nowadays have enough conversations with themselves. And you have to basically tattoo your reason why. And so you're always looking at it, right? And remembering. So for me, why do I do any of this? Why do I want to make money? Why do I want a successful business, right? It all comes down to, making money. My reason why is, it's deep, but I want to be able to take care of my wife. I want to be able for her to enjoy her life. I want her to not have to work if she doesn't want to, which she does because she enjoys it. But I want to be able to retire young. Those are my 3 whys. And I want to be 4 actually. Also, the 4th one is I want to be able to have money just in case a rainy day happens and all of that. So those are my whys. I'm constantly thinking about those, and I'm constantly reminded that this is why I do it. And when I have those days where I don't feel like working, I don't feel like, doing something for the business, right? Or postponing something, I remember my whys, and that shit carries me through it. So don't forget why you're doing this. Don't forget what's your motivation. Constantly remind yourself if you have to literally draw it down on a piece of paper, write it down and slap it on your wall, just do it. Mirror Image Photo Booth Co. New Orleans in the house. Shout out to New Orleans. Mando the Human, what's up? Welcome. So feel free to ask me any questions, you guys. Feel free. We just got in some more inventory too. The backdrops that we sell on our website, photobooth101.com, they are now in stock. So Do we have anyone in the live? I want to, just for one person that has been looking at Photo Booth 101 and there's something that you've been wanting to buy, something you have in your cart, something that you're like, you know what, I kind of want to buy this. If that's you and you want a deal, let me know. I love doing these deals during the live. It is like me, not like rewarding, because that sounds a little weird. Me hooking you up for being here. And that to me means everything. So Mando saying, like the stream, ladies and gents. Thank you, my friend. Love it. Yeah, so if you guys have been wanting to purchase something and you've been like, you know what, let me see what Drew can do for me. Let me know here. I have twins and we invested into the business. Love it. Yeah, look, you know, I get asked often, like, Drew, like, not often. Me and my friends have conversations. That's the right way. We have conversations on, like, superpowers, right? Like, hey, man, like, if you could have a superpower, Drew, what would you have? And I'm always asking them. This is my thing. I think, yeah, invisibility is cool. I think it's super cool to teleport. But to me, I think my superpower would be motivation. Nothing gets done without motivation, right? So, yeah, that's how important that is. Mobile gamer props, deal on props. Okay, perfect. Which props do you want, mobile gamer? Do you have one in mind? Let me know if you have like a bundle that you're interested in, and I will hook you up. We will hook up mobile gamer for sure. We trying with business. I'm a audio visual technician. Love that. Love that. You're the Captain America of the photo booth business. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Now it's look, motivation is huge. Think about this. If your superpower was, my power is I can think of something that I want to do and get right to it and not stop until it gets done. That is a very, very important thing. And the photo booth business, I would probably, look, if I had to put a guess, 90% of the people in this industry are doing it as a side hustle. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It is a lot of people that just do it on the weekends, that have their 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. And again, look, there's nothing wrong with that. But 90% is a lot of people, right? So with this, I know side hustles can be hard to spend time on if you have obligations, 40 plus hours a week. Maybe you're a parent, maybe you have to take care of your family, sick parent, whatever the case is. I get it. But this can be a full-time job. I do it full-time. My wife is full-time photo booth owner. My friend Rex. I know multiple people that do it full-time. It is a better full-time job than it is as a side hustle. And I'll tell you why. Because if you're doing it as a side hustle, means it's on the side, you have your main thing. Your main thing, you typically Monday through Friday. But as a photo booth owner, if you're a full-time photo booth owner, you're Friday, Saturday, Sunday, usually, right? You guys, it is so amazing to be able to, on a Monday, look, it's Monday, noon. I got up about an hour and a half ago, and I'm here live with you guys. And I'm probably going to go, we might go grocery shopping and all this stuff a little bit later. So there's a lot of freedom here by being your own boss with the photo booth business. Like, look, when I was younger, I used to complain all the time about not having my weekends, and I'd make a big deal, right? If I had to go to a wedding on a Saturday, all my boys are going to the bar, and I just couldn't go. Yeah, it wasn't the best, but now looking back at it, like, it was probably one of the better things I could have done. So, my photo booth business is my main gig, and my 9 to 5 is my side hustle. Love it. Mando is also saying, on my way out from my 9 to 5. I love it. So, digital versus prints. Digital versus prints. Let's just wrap it up here. Digital to me is the future. Digital to me is the easier and more ideal way to run your business as an operator. digital. Who wouldn't want to be able to drop off a photo booth, right? If you're doing prints, you guys are most likely going to have to stay. And again, one thing I didn't talk about is doing drop-offs, you guys, can allow you to grow your business without hiring employees tremendously. I went from 1 photo booth to 12. 1 to 12 in 8 months. Our record from doing events like drop-offs in one day, 11. We did 11, my friends. So I always like to tell everyone this. Look, 11 events is almost 3 months worth of work for your average photo boother, right? Most photo booth owners doing 1 event on a Saturday. That's usually what it is. We were able to do that in one day, and my wife and I were together. So that should get you excited. In 3 months, check it out. In 3 months, my friends, if you have 1 photo booth, I can do that in one day. It was a stressful day, don't get me wrong, but we made well over $7,000, and that's in one day. So, we got Jackie Freeman. What's up, Jackie? Full-time, but brand new. Love it, love it. Brian is saying, can you charge more for DSLR booth? Absolutely. Here's the thing, Brian, you're the boss. This is your business. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to do nothing. That's what I love about being a business owner. Is you don't need to explain yourself. I've had customers ask why. They're like, I've had a customer say like, well, why does the backdrop cost $100? And I explained to them, I will never forget, I explained to this lady, I said, well, we're a la carte. You pay for what you use. And she goes, yeah, but why is it $100? And I said, because that's the price. You don't got to sit there and explain. So, yeah, man, if you want to charge more for a DSLR booth, you can. If you want to justify it on your website, right, like why you're paying more, you could just easily say, I mean, again, you don't have to, but like if you want to, you can say, look, this is a more intricate system, and yeah, this is the pro level. This is the pro level, I guess. I don't know. Mirror Image is saying, love the drop-off option. We don't advertise it, but it's a last resort when our packages are too expensive. That is exactly what I think you guys should be doing. I mean it. So look, let me explain this too. Now I'm gonna wrap this live up here. I just want to break it down like this for you guys. My business, my photo booth rental companies, it is all about being able to have such a valuable deal. And I am well aware of people. I am well aware of the average person's like budget, and most people want a good deal, and most people have very small budgets, right? Not everyone. There's a lot of clients that have a ton of money, but for the most part, most people, right? So if someone wants, they reach out to me like, you know what, how much for 3 hours of prints? Because most people are asking for prints. They don't know about the digital. So I'll give them the price. I'll say, hey, $750, 3 hours. It includes the backdrop, all of that, whatever. I'm sorry, a la carte, because we have it set to a la carte prices. Then they'll say, you know what, $750 is way out of our budget. And I'll say, well, what would you guys like to spend? Like, what's your price point? They'll say, you know what, we have $300. That's what we have. And I say, perfect, no problem. We have a $375 drop-off booth, $300 for it, $75 delivery and setup. Do you think you guys could make the stretch from $300 to $375? And they'll say, you know what, no, like we're really, really strict. And I'll say, not a problem. I have a photo booth pickup option that starts off at $199. So if you just want to spend the least amount of money possible, we have something that's $101 below what you want to get. So there's no reason somebody can give me a call and say they can't afford my services. If somebody calls me and says $200 is too much, then I can't lose any sleep on that, you guys. And that is honestly why I started the pickup. Really, wasn't because I wanted a super passive rental. Well, I mean, yes, I did, but also I wanted to have something for everybody. And we did well over 30 pickups last month, you guys. It was like 32, 33. I don't know the exact number. That's why I just say over 30. How amazing is that, my friends? Isn't that crazy? Over 30. We are averaging over a rental a day. Almost like it's like 1.6 events in a day, rentals. And one thing I'm going heavy on this next week or two is photo booth pickup experience. I'm not making videos on YouTube about this. This is only exclusive for those that are part of the Photo Booth 101 University. So this is going to be exclusive content on there. The pickup, man, the pickup. If I had to pick just one type of rental versus the print events where you stay, digital events where you stay, digital drop-off, print drop-off, the pickup, I'm going the pickup. And I'll explain it why. In those 30-something events, those 32, 33 events that we did, I don't think we spent more than 5 hours tops. Maybe even less, to be honest with you. That is crazy, right? To be able to be like 30-something events under 5 hours. They're doing all the work. They're picking up the photo booth. They're paying you to pick up the booth, then to go set it up, then to break it down and bring it back. I am okay on having a customer that maybe was going to pay $450 or $400 on the rental, pay half if they get to do all the work. So, and again, look, the more events you do, the more reviews you get, the more repeat customers you get, the bigger your business becomes. So look, it's hard to look at your business and strategy as a whole. If you're just looking at the money, then I can see, look, yeah, you know what? I can see how the $199 pickup option seems like a bad idea. But when you start thinking about the benefits and you look past the money, it makes the most sense. So we got Brian. So $199 just the photo booth, right? Yeah, let me break this down for you guys too. So for the pickup option, right? It is $199. That gets you, let me flip the camera, the Digi booth. You see that white booth? But here's the thing. We are charging customers for everything. So $199, that's just the photo option alone. No boomerang, no GIF, no video, no template. If you want a template made, that's $20. I'm charging for the template because, again, the whole point of this rental is for it to be as passive as possible. I would say maybe 9.5 out of 10 customers get the template. There's always that one person that's like, no, I don't want to spend any more money. So we're charging for internet. We call it internet activation. That's $20. You should be charging for that. Really, if you think about it, it costs me money to have that SIM card, right? So if they don't get the photo booth with the internet, they get a pickup option photo booth with no cellular data. They get a Wi-Fi only iPad. And I always express to the clients, like, look, if you're at your venue and your internet isn't good, people aren't getting their photos right away. Or if you forget that it needs internet, no one's getting their photos instantly. Just the people that airdrop. So most people do get it with the internet. We're charging $50 to unlock boomerang, GIF, and the video feature, right? We're charging, $75 for a backdrop. So if you want a backdrop, right, and everything's in the wording, a premium red carpet style backdrop, that's $75. Do you want a table with props? That's $50. Do you want to rent our Jackery, right, our battery pack? You see that little battery thing, that orange thing? That is $75 for you to rent. So I'm able to promote a $199 all-day rental, and sometimes on the high end, it could end up being $500. So imagine this. You know how excited I get when someone wants to do the pickup option and they get everything? It's the best feeling in the world. And even when people just get the $199, right? There are people that do that. I'm still happy with that. That's like the easiest money you'll ever make. And look, this is like a testament of how easy the iPad photo booths are. Think about this. If I can have a rental, a photo booth, if I can have a photo booth set up where a stranger, right, someone that has zero experience with the photo booths that they can pick it up and set it up themselves with literally a 6-step sheet that I include with the pickups. That should tell you everything you need to know. The way we do the structure for the pickup, it is $199. They can use it all day, all night. We allow them to come during the week if they want, and then they can drop off by the following Monday. It's important, right, to give them the flexibility, because if you're saying, hey, you have to pick up and drop off on Saturday, people don't want to come on the day of their event. They don't want to come pick up a photo booth when they have to go still pick up the food or the tables, and if they're involved in their parties, it's a drag. Also, I want them to come. I don't want them to come on Saturday. I have events where I have to go drop off equipment. Maybe we have a corporate event where we have to stay. So they can come anytime from Tuesday on. Monday is the day where they can't come. Tuesday on, and then drop off by the following Monday. That is another benefit. So I like to ask people too, when they're like considering the rental and they're on a budget. I'm like, well, look, when do you plan on your party ending? We'll probably be up until 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I'm like, you're going to struggle to find a photo booth owner that is going to come pick up the photo booth at 2 o'clock without charging you. With the pickup option, you can use this thing until 5 in the morning. So that is another benefit. But yeah, we're charging for everything. Do you offer the pickup option to corporate and local businesses? To everybody. Well, I don't actually go out of my way to market it, but it's available for anybody. But from my experience, corporate and businesses don't want the pickup. They don't. The pickup option is great for anybody that doesn't want to break the bank, or if for somebody that wants to use it all damn day. That is that is who we're targeting. Edgar, can you talk a little bit about purchasing insurance in the rental business with some tips? One, what works? Wait, what? What some tips? One, what works and doesn't in terms of coverage? Insurance, good insurance. 2 companies I can recommend. I can only recommend 2. One is Hiscox and the other is Next. Hiscox and Next. What you want to do is you want to give them a phone call. You want to call them and explain what you're doing, because if you try to do it online, you're going to struggle to find the correct insurance. But definitely just get them on the line and they'll be able to help you guys step by step. I think I pay maybe $32 a month for $1 million policy, and that covers us for like a lot of things. Like I believe it covers us if the venue space gets damaged. Let's just say I put tape down to cover the cord, I lift up the tape and it rips up the carpet, or it makes an issue with the floor. Somebody gets hurt. I believe that coverage covers that too. So Hiscox or Next, and give them a call. Do you charge a different price for corporate events than regular events? I don't. No. I don't believe that is... To me, I can't feel good about doing that. And if you guys are charging corporate more just because they have more money, I mean, look, nothing against you, but like to me, that doesn't sound like good business. Prices are the same for everybody, but I can tell you, I do approach the lead different. So if it's a corporate company that wants a rental, instead of me giving them hey, starting off at $300, you can do the drop off, and here's the add-ons. I will give them the price with everything, then a price breakdown of what they're paying for. That way they're just like, yeah, let's do it, versus them saying, you know what, let's pick this, let's pick that, or this. What do purchases, okay, I'm sorry. What do purchase to have battery life in your iPad for an event? I think you're asking what do you need to buy for battery power? Jackery Explorer 1000. This thing right here is a beast. I have this one. I even bought the new one. The new one actually lasts a lot longer. But this is what we're using. Love it, man. I got to thank God really quick, my friends. I know the most important thing in my life, and I don't think I'm open about this. The most important thing in my life has been my relationship with God. It has literally been the thing that has allowed me to be fearless. I have peace. I have a reason. And if you're struggling to feel loved, if you're struggling with having a purpose, if you're struggling with peace, if you have anxiety, you have discomfort, you can find peace through Jesus. And I mean this. Before I gave my life to God, you wouldn't believe who I was as a person. Completely broken, no motivation, no purpose in life, just letting life happen to me. It was a scary place, but and this is why I thank God that I found my wife, because she brought me closer to God. And so if you're looking for peace, if you're struggling with addiction, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, I highly recommend you search to find a relationship with Jesus. So, dear Father in heaven, thank you for today. Also, just want to say, any blessings that you may have coming my way, please, if this is an option and if it's in your will, bless and show yourself, if you can, to anyone that is struggling here, that is watching this, depression, anxiety, low self-worth, no direction. Lord, if you can find in your heart to meet them where they're at, Lord, that would be amazing. And again, I also want to pray just to say thank you for everything you've given me, and may I be able to talk about my faith more and feel more comfortable doing this, and just living more like how you would want me to live here on this earth. In your name we pray, amen. So I mean it. It's the most important thing in my life. And as business owners, we tend to feel a lot of stress. That's why you're able to make the big bucks, right? If you're a successful business owner, because you're the one in charge of everything. You're making the moves, and it's stressful. It's completely stressful. And there's times where, because think about this: if you have a 9 to 5, right? You don't, you go through the motion of doing your job, and if you make a mistake, it doesn't really hurt you too much, right? Let's just say you messed up and you lost you lost an account. Let's just say you're in charge of an account. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna suck. It's gonna make you feel bad that you screwed up and you hurt the company. But how can I say it? Just being a business owner is a lot of stress. You got to deal with fires all the time, making sure things don't happen the wrong way, and it is stressful. But one thing that has helped me and found me peace is I made a bet, not a bet, I almost made a deal with God. I prayed, and I was because I was the type of person, you guys, that was so stressed out, used to smoke cigarettes heavy. I had to smoke because there was so much stress. Super ambitious, a lot of things going on, and it was weird. One day I just had I just felt God's presence, and what he told me was, hand all this stress off to me. Everything you're worried about is earthly problems. Let me give this to me, and just basically submit. And I did that, and I don't really stress out. Stop smoking cigarettes. And anytime I feel myself start to stress out about something, I'm like, does this really matter? Losing on business. There was a 6-figure deal I lost out on. Before, I would have beat myself heavily on this. This would have caused me so much stress, but I'm like, who cares? No big deal. Love it. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate everyone here. Brian is saying, when you transport your printer, do you take the paper and ribbon out every time? You should. It's recommended to take out the paper and ribbon, because if you don't, that's a lot of weight in the printer. And if the printer is moving up and down, so okay, if you have a printer and you're not taking out the paper and ribbon, if you end up having an issue with your printer, 9 out of 10 times it's because you didn't take out the paper and ribbon. But with that said, I sometimes don't take it out. A lot of the times I don't. But it is something I'm aware of, and yeah, just make sure you're taking it out. It's a good idea to take it out. David, do you use Wi-Fi or internet to connect your 360 to your sharing station? Does it make much of a difference? Internet, yeah, I believe you can. We don't, for the sharing station, for the 360, we like to do the sharing straight from the device. But I guess it depends on what you're operating with, like LumaShare or what system you're using. You can even, I believe, even use a travel router. That's what most people are doing. Well, not believe, I know most people are. But yeah, I'm glad you talked about 360. Something I do want to chat about 360 is, I don't want to offend anybody, and I know a lot of people, I got a lot of backlash for this. I made a statement and I said the 360 photo booth business is dying. And when I said dying, I don't mean that it's like gonna die completely, but it is slowed down, definitely. I know a lot of people that don't want to agree with me, and that's fine. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just basing it off of the inquiries that we get for it. If this was like a year ago, compared to today, it's down like 70% on like how many people want a 360. And if you have a 360 photo booth, this is what I've been saying, and this is what got me a lot of flack. It's a trend. The 360 booth is a trend, right? You can't say it's not. Photo booth is not a trend because people have loved and adored photos ever since cameras came out. The 360 is literally a platform, an arm spinning around it, or overhead going around. That is not going to be something I personally think that everyone's going to want in, like, I don't know, 10 years from now. You know, people aren't going to say, oh, 360, like, but again, you can still make money from it. Don't let me sit here and tell you that it's not something you can't make money. But if you're going to build a business, don't build the business on a trend. Build it on something that'll be around for a while. Because if the trend dies, your business dies, and you don't have a business, you have a side hustle. Hey, sorry, I'm on live, but I got your message, so I'm here. All right, love you, bye. Bye. Drew, we appreciate you and your work in this community. Your videos have been a huge help for help getting my business started. I'm still learning, but I look forward to learning more from you. Man, I appreciate that, Edgar. I got to hit the bill for you. This is the gratitude bill. So I appreciate that. To be honest, I want to sell my 360 and get another digital. I think that's a good move. Look, this is how I would operate. I would get multiple iPad booths, start doing as many drop-offs as I can, and that's just, to me it makes the most sense. You know, digital, and then maybe you can add a 360 to, you know, look, I don't want to sound bad. We sell 360 photo booths, and I'd rather be honest and be like, hey, like, buy a 360, but to me, I think it's good to have at least 2 digital photo booths before you introduce a 360, because there's just way more demand for a rental for a photo booth. I don't even like calling the 360 a photo booth because it's not. It's a one-trick pony, you guys. It does one thing. I get it. It's fun. I get it. But, like, I don't know. My advice is, like go all in on that. And again, look, you can still make a ton of money, you guys. But yeah. Having the 360 was not worth it. I have never used it. Yeah, and the rentals we get, right? Because I don't promote the 360. We don't run ads for it. We don't run ads for the 360. We just add it to customers that are already booking our photo booth. So once they book the photo booth, we will then go start hitting them like, hey, here are all the add-ons that you can add to your rental. Also, if you do want a 360, we do have it. And again, look, I don't like the 360 for a few reasons. I like it because you can make money, and you can make good money. But some of the negatives, it is you have to be there. There's no way around it, right? You have to have someone there. You have to be very present. Meaning, if you're there, you have to be watching. You can't look. If you take two photo booth owners, one that's doing a photo booth event and one that's doing a 360 event, you can be a photo booth owner and get away with being on your phone while people are using your booth. If you're a 360 owner and people are using it, you're on your phone, that is a red flag. People are gonna get hurt. I think I did a review, not a review, but I did a video about a couple weeks ago where there was a clip of a 360 photo booth owner on the booth, and this old lady got knocked out of the photo from the 360. It hit her in the head and she fell into the ground. Like, it's terrifying if you're not gonna be there. So you literally have to babysit grown-ups and children when they use your 360. Hey, make sure you don't move, make sure you don't do this, don't do that. Please don't grab the arm. And then, of course, people are drunk. They hear you, but it's one ear out the other. And I'm just not interested in that. However, though, you can make a lot of money, and the content you get from 360 photo booths are amazing. It is a content creating machine. I love seeing that on, like, you know, pages and all that. It's good content. Brian, what do I do about someone local that has been copying my post and do very similar things that I post? If they're actually copying your stuff, like it's actually your content, then you can approach them and say, like, hey, like, you know, I didn't give you the rights to use my photos. If it's similar, I mean, there's nothing you can do really. If it's similar, honestly, you should be flattered. That's how I would be. I'd be like, cool, I'm flattered, but I don't know if there's something you can do if it's similar. I emulate people all the time. Photo Booth 101 is not a copy of other companies, but there's a lot of other photo booth manufacturers, and I pick and choose certain things that they've done and we apply it here. Yeah. Because look, you're never gonna, like, look, Brian, this is huge here. I would look at what they're doing and what they did different, and pay attention, Brian, to what they did different, and see if what they did different is actually better than what you did. Because maybe they improved what you did. Maybe they saw what you did and they said it was great and they made a change. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. EUC Vibes, my client asked for a 360, so I spun her around and said, what else? She was confused, especially when I asked her for $600. Oh my gosh, that's funny, man. Yeah, so so look, let's talk about best case scenario here, right? I don't think people do this enough. Let's just assume that all of your wildest dreams in this business come true. Like, instead of saying, like, what's the worst can happen, let's just say, what's the best that can happen? All right. Scenario one, you have a 360 photo booth, and you don't have employees for any of these scenarios. You have a 360 booth. Right? You get booked multiple times every single day, every single weekend, right? If you're lucky with your 360 booth, maybe you can do 2 events. If you're lucky, no way you're doing 3 events. And if that happens, that is a rare occasion, and probably won't happen for another year or so, right? Or 6 months. 2 is if you're lucky, but most people, I'd say 85% of the time, you're gonna be doing 1 event with your 360. Best case scenario, let's just say you're doing two every day. That's amazing, that's great, right? Let's just say your average price, $600 base minimum. That's scenario one. Scenario two is you have iPad photo booth and you do drop-offs and pickups. You guys, I did over 30 pickups last month with maybe 14 drop-offs, maybe a little bit more, around 14 drop-offs, and then a handful of print events. I did the numbers, we did around maybe close to 50 events. 0 employees, you guys. No employees. My wife hired a person one day last month, but it wasn't because we needed her help. We just didn't want my wife going alone to pick up the photo booths late at night. So that's basically why someone was with her. It wasn't because she couldn't do it or we needed somebody. But 50 events versus what? 8? If you're lucky, 8. So that's why I tell her go all in on something that, like, best case scenario, it's better for you. And look, I don't want anyone to ever, let's just not get it twisted here. I think the photo booth rental business can be whatever you want. But again, I know early in the live I mentioned this. You have to remember why. Why did I start this business? Why do I want to be a photo booth owner? So definitely just remember your why and then just get to work. And if you have a 9-to-5, you know, what do you want? Do you want a photo booth business that requires you to stay? That means you don't get to drop it off. But if you have a 9-to-5 and you don't want a side hustle that takes up too much of your time, I'm telling you, do the drop off. Brian, do you have a website with all of your prices? Yeah, my websites, I show my prices on my websites. A la carte. What's up, my friends? Brian is saying, I'm thinking about a website, but I feel Honeybook is better and just send them our packages that way. Better for you or for who? You need to separate yourself, Brian, from what you think is better and what's easier for you versus what's going to help you and make you money in the long run. You need a website. Honeybook is not a replacement for a website. Corporate, right, is not looking for Honeybook accounts. They want a website. Google wants a website. So short term, yeah, I mean, you can get bookings without a website, but long term, a website can put you in a position to where you are taking corporate clients. And Google SEO means that if you have a website for a long enough time and you do the proper wording, you can be in a position when someone goes to Google and they type in photo booth rental Texas or photo booth rental Austin, Texas, your website will be shown, and that's going to make you money. So, Brian, you need a website for sure. Question for you: have you ever done vendor events for a church? Yeah, for my church, we did an event. It was for this, what's it called? A Night to Shine. It's like a Tim Tebow thing. He created like basically they do it every year at my church. It's a prom, like a prom type of event for those that have like special needs. So there was a lot of people there. We had the photo booth. We were doing prints with the digital. They have limos where they picked up the guest, and it was a really special thing. And the church it's good because there's a lot of people there. So like if you want experience and your church is hosting events, it's not a bad idea to do it. If you want the content and you want the experience. So I signed up for one to get exposure. Should I charge for the use of the digital station or do it for free for the advertisement? Well, do they even have a budget to pay you? If there's money available, take the money. But if there's not, if it makes sense to do it for free, then do it for free. Brian, that's true. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Look, there's no excuse now not to have a website. It is super easy to do it. You give yourself 2 hours, you can have your website done and made. It's the content you need. And again, there's photo booth companies selling you equipment, giving you material, right? Photos, videos of the equipment, but other people have access to that. So I think it's a good idea to get your own content, and then on your website, also on your social media accounts. Make sure you have content with you inside of it. So if you have a website, there should be an About Me section. Your Instagram. Look, let me show you guys. And the psychology here is crazy. I think it makes a huge difference. So I am in all of my content for Photo Booth 101. So think of this. If you guys, I know some of you guys here bought your equipment from me. I know a lot of you guys are here and you're Photo Booth 101 members. Think about this. If I wasn't in the videos and you didn't know who was running the company, I guarantee you guys probably wouldn't have bought in the photo booth equipment from me. The fact that you get to see me, you get to see who I am, you get to see the passion, you get the knowledge, all of that, that's what helps. And it's the same thing for the rental business. So one of my rental companies, I own it with my wife. We are a husband and wife company, and that is our angle. We have a couple pin posts on our Instagram. There's an About Me section with a photo of us and our passion about the photo booth business. This helps a lot because if someone's gonna rent a photo booth from us, they feel a lot more comfortable giving a deposit and paying for services from seeing a face. If all you have on your Instagram and your Facebook page and your website are photos of your equipment, how is that useful? That's like a plumber posting nothing but photos of a wrench. Who cares? It's not interesting, first of all. It's boring, and it doesn't help you. I mean, look, every other time it's fine to do that, but show yourself, show what your tools can do, meaning the output. What are the photos looking like? What is a boomerang? What is a video? Do video. Make content where you're talking about. Do a video. Look, and this video will help so much. If you do a day in the life of a photo booth owner, if you have a paid event or a free event, film yourself basically getting up in the morning, grabbing a cup of coffee, getting your equipment into your car, driving to the event, setting up, being at the event, and breaking it down. Then you could do a little recap. It's important to do this type of stuff because it's content that anybody would watch. A lot of photo booth owners are posting the same old stuff, and I'm telling you, it may be cool to you, and I get it. You may be proud of what you're posting, but it's all about engagement, and it's about, how can I say this without sounding bad? Damn, I don't know how to say it without sounding bad. We need to stop posting lazy content. So if you're gonna post a template that you just made to show it off, and I can't, it gets under my skin when I see it, and that everybody does it. Everybody does it. They make their template and they post the template on social media, and it's just blank boxes where the photos of the users go. If you're gonna post a template, at least put in a filler photo showing people using the booth. And again, no one gets excited when they see a blank template posting on social media. Just look, if you guys can get into the reason why I'm talking about social media, because you can organically grow your business to where you don't even need to run ads. If you have a really good social media following, your accounts can give you bookings, new leads, new customers. But the content, you have to give them a reason to follow you and stay. So post personal content, get creative. Hey, here's a video idea. Hey, today I'm going to show you guys what it's like for me to make a custom template for a wedding. I'm going to show you the process. We make these from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and screen record on my laptop, and let's go. So boom, that's it. Then you screen record on your computer. You can record it. Then you can do a time lapse talking about what you're doing, how you're doing it. Then you can show the template, a photo of the template at the party, people using it. That's a great video. I'd be interested in that. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see how they make this. Or again, a day in the life of a photo booth owner. I may not be interested in a rental, but I would watch that video. Or hey, today I'm going to show you what it's like being a photo booth owner with 200 people here at this wedding. I'm going to give you guys a little behind the scenes, what my life is like at a party. That's a great video. And look, if you're not comfortable with being on camera, one thing that'll help is just do a voiceover. You can film and you can talk about it until you feel comfortable. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Look, I don't want to, I only want you guys to succeed. And that's kind of why sometimes I'll say on here and I'll give my opinion. I know no one asked for it, but it's just something I see often. Our social media accounts just with the same old stuff. Yeah. Brian is saying, you think it's a good idea to have someone from Fiverr create my website? I want to make sure it's mobile compatible. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So everything is in here?
Yeah, everything's in there.
Okay.
Do you want to check it before I leave?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'll check it later, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, take care. All right, let's stand up. All right. So, question was, should I make a website or have someone else make it? My own opinion, I think you're better off making it yourself because what happens if you need a change, right? What if the person that made your website is no longer available? You're going to have a headache. And I think it's what I love about being my own boss is I can make changes on the fly. I don't need to rely on anyone. If you don't have the time or if you're just not interested, I would say then yes, have someone do it. All right, my friends, I'm signing off here. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I hope everyone here succeeds. I hope everyone here with the photo booth is making money this weekend. Again, every single day, just strive to be at least 1% better. If you haven't put any work in for your photo booth business today, take 10 minutes to do it. Say, you know what, today will be day one of me posting one piece of content for my business. Every day. We post every single day. I try my best to. Maybe on the weekends, at least 5 days a week. So thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. I will see you guys live in a few days. I'm not sure tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here, show face, and say thank you guys. Brian, last comment of the day. My biggest pet peeve is someone who does photo booth and their backdrop is too small for the actual photo and you can see the wall and stuff. Yeah, that happens a lot. It happens a lot when the customers use their own backdrops. And when I find out, right, this is another sales tactic here. Whenever I find out the customer doesn't want a backdrop because they're using their own, I ask, hey, do you know the dimensions? And they're like, no, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I'll say, okay, well, just so you know, this is a common thing that happens is when people use their backdrop, they're not big enough. And then I will send them some examples of what it will look like when it's not big enough. And there's been plenty of times when I've done this to where they're like, you know what? I'll just rent yours. So that's a little piece of advice there. You guys kind of address problems before they happen. And it happens all the time. All the time. They'll go on Amazon and they'll get a backdrop that's 5 feet wide and then 4 feet tall. And the only way you can get the whole image is by putting the photo booth literally right up to it. And it's always a bad experience. Always. A la carte, be unique, set yourself apart from the rest. Absolutely. Sal, what's up, man? What's up? So I'm taking off, guys. I will be live in TikTok maybe in like 20 minutes. And then, got a lot of content to shoot today. Gonna be again, the school platform, you guys, make sure, if you're interested in the photo booth pickup, join our Photo Booth 101 University. A lot of content coming this week about that under the course section. Also, big announcement, I am moving my podcast strictly to Photo Booth 101 University. This won't be something we're doing here on YouTube. So a lot more exclusive content. Hey. So, all right, guys, I'll see you later.